What car insurance coverage should I have in Kentucky?
Hi, I'm Greg Bubalo, owner of Becker Law Office. Thank you for joining me as we address a frequently asked question: what car insurance coverage should I obtain to be sure that I am adequately protected in the event of a wreck?
Car insurance is one of the least considered but most important aspects of driving a motor vehicle. Most people speak with a representative or do some light research before picking their policy, which is often the one with the cheapest premium, and then just renew it every year without thinking much about it. However, our Kentucky car wreck lawyers at Becker Law Office know that this is often a huge mistake. In Kentucky, all drivers are required by law to have car insurance. This requires motorists to obtain coverage for $25,000 for all claims for bodily injury damages to a single person in a wreck, and $50,000 for all claims for bodily injury damages to all individuals in a single wreck, and $25,000 for property damage, or a policy with a single limit of $60,000. Most people hear these numbers and think it is sufficient for a car wreck. However, consider that a broken leg could cost between $17,000 to $35,000. Or more seriously, the first-year costs of a spinal cord injury could cost roughly $375,000 to $1.1 million, depending on the extent of the injury, according to the National Spinal Cord Injury Statistical Center. These are staggering figures that are not covered by the mandated insurance minimums, often leaving victims and their families having to pay for their losses after the negligence of another person, business, or government entity. It's also important to remember that these minimums do not cover you if you are hit by a driver that does not have car insurance or flees the scene in a hit-and-run wreck. Fortunately, there is a way to protect yourself. Motorists can obtain supplement motor insurance in the form of underinsured motorist insurance, UIM, and uninsured motorist insurance, UM. This additional part of the policy is paid in addition to the normal premium and only applies to the policyholder and their family. The purpose is to make up the difference between when a defendant's insurance is not enough to pay for your injuries, or when the defendant does not have insurance at all, or can't be found. No other party can take advantage of UIM or UM coverage other than your family, meaning all extra premiums paid are for your benefit. For example, suppose a person suffers a broken leg in a car wreck that costs $35,000, and the defendant only has the minimum insurance of $25,000. In that case, you may be out of pocket the additional $10,000 over the defendant's policy. But if you have an additional UIM or UM policy, that would pay for the extra $10,000, so you do not have any out-of-pocket expenses. Although this example may not seem significant to some, when the injuries are catastrophic, like traumatic brain or spinal cord injuries, having UIM and UM can mean the difference between being fully covered or owing more than $1 million in treatment costs.
If you or a loved one were involved in any type of car wreck in Kentucky and are unsure what insurance coverage you have, please call our experienced Kentucky car wreck lawyers at Becker Law Office to learn more about your rights under the law. You can reach us by just dialing 3s. It's a local number, 333-3333, or through our website at www.beckerlaw.com.